It's been a quietly eventful week in the world of LEGO, but before we get into it, a quick correction on a previous story. The Ninjago magazine leaks that circulated recently were originally sourced from Leon. No, not that one. A LEGO creator on TikTok, so credit where credit is due. For the last few weeks there have been rumours of a UCS Super Star Destroyer, with cautious optimism and no small amount of skepticism. Some dismissed the leaked images as AI-generated fakes. Then LEGO's legal team got involved. According to a post shared on Reddit by the user Top EV Trainer, LEGO issued a copyright takedown against a video by Max Bout that showcased the alleged set. It's a small detail but a telling one, and although this stops short of their official announcement, it's about the strongest signal, short of a press release, that this set is the real thing. So start saving. Something that went slightly under the radar for me, that LEGO Fortnite has revealed the Power Rangers character skins, and they look pretty good. The more interesting question for collectors is whether these digital designs will translate faithfully to the physical minifigures when that long-rumoured LEGO Power Rangers set eventually materialises. I mean, if the in-game aesthetic is any guide, there's reason for optimism, and reports of the LEGO Sonic's theme's death has been greatly exaggerated. According to the leaker, LEGO Minecraft Goat, we have 2 Sonic sets headed to our shelves this August. We have set 77119, Tails' Tornado 1, priced at $30, and set 77120, which is currently unknown, priced at $50. Earlier rumours had suggested we were just getting 1 summer release for the theme, making 2 a genuine surprise. And if this number holds, Sonic will this year have more sets on the shelves than LEGO Mario. A reversal few would have predicted. The return of Tails' Tornado does raise a fair question though. The plane has appeared as multiple versions across the entire Sonic franchise. But with the theme sitting at roughly 20 sets in total, fans could be forgiven for hoping LEGO might venture into new territory. There are bosses, locations, and supporting characters that have yet to receive the LEGO treatment. The January release of Silver the Hedgehog was well received, and if summer can bring us the likes of Big the Cat or Cream the Rabbit, the goodwill should follow. The LEGO community has been buzzing this week, following the leak of images showing the upcoming collectible minifigure Series 29, alongside the new minifigures of Dr. Doom and the festive Wolverine variant. Credit where it's due, the images come courtesy of Reddit user ThesRoutine6917. Starting with Dr. Doom, this one is genuinely exciting. The new figure is a significant step up from its predecessor. We're looking at a redesigned face print, new hood piece, and some impressive detailing across the minifigure as a whole. The arms are unfortunately unprinted, which is a minor misstep, but taken as a complete package, this feels like the definitive LEGO Doctor Doom many fans have been waiting for. As for Wolverine, yes, he's getting a Christmas jumper, and yes, it's blue. As for CMF Series 29, it's a bit of a mixed bag at this stage. That said, a handful of figures generally stand out to me. The Bionicle fan is an immediate highlight, sporting a newly moulded helmet that faithfully recreates the look of the original mask, a detail that will mean a great deal to longtime fans. The mysterious Ronan figure cuts an intriguing silhouette thanks to its hair and hood combination that appears to be entirely new to the LEGO's part catalogue. The scuba diver meanwhile has a colour scheme and aesthetic that will have Diva fans doing a double take, and the robot T-Rex rounds out my personal picks as a fun character addition. We'll take a much closer look at these once the higher quality images make their way online, so stay tuned. The ever-focused leaker Unibricks has dropped a fresh batch of rumoured set details, combining updates on previously reported listings with some intriguing new additions, and one of them has me speculating about a long-awaited Marvel landmark. First, a confirmed update on a set that's already been doing the rounds, set 76339, the buildable Herbie. This is reported to be carrying a price tag of about $75 for 747 pieces. Nothing new there for those keeping tabs, but it's good to have the details reconfirmed. The more exciting developments come from 3 entirely new listings, all reportedly targeting an October release window. We have set 76352, Doomsday Modular Building, priced at $110. This one is probably going to be generating the most of the chatter throughout this week, described as featuring a modular design compatible with existing playset modulars. Personally, I'm hoping this turns out to be the Baxter building, if LEGO is paying attention. It's the obvious call. The alternative is yet another Avengers Tower. Set 76347 is rumoured to be a vehicle display-based set, priced at $60. This one is a little bit more cryptic, but the timing and pricing make the fantastic art a reasonable guess, at least from my point of view. I mean, we've already got one thing out of this poster, why not another? Rounding out the trio of this wave is set 76348, Epic Moment set, for $100, which sounds to me like it will follow the format established by sets like the Hulk vs Hulkbuster battle or the recent Spider-Man dioramas, a premium display piece built around a defining scene from the source material. Jurassic Park fans, don't panic, LEGO has you covered. Set 77984, a buildable dinosaur skeleton, is reportedly in the pipeline and is widely believed to be a Triceratops, weighing in at 1,924 pieces and priced at $200. This is currently penciled in for an August release. And on the license theme front, there's also set 43304, a Toy Story 5 set, priced at $50, which is shaping up for an April release, which has been nicely timed to line up with the film's release window. And finally, thanks to the folks over at Blog Bricks, we now have our first look at April's Build a Minifigure wave, giving us an early glimpse at what's heading to the LEGO stores next month. Now, courtesy of leaker Maniac67, a substantial wave of Minecraft sets has also surfaced, and the lineup generally looks impressive, starting with set 21582, rumoured to be releasing round about August for about $30, will feature a brick-built chicken with a baby zombie rider. Don't confuse this with the upcoming set 21592, Desert Chicken Jockey Attack with 428 pieces priced at $25. Apparently, despite a name suggesting a single character, this one is going to be a collection of desert-themed buildable figures rather than one standalone piece. Someone in the LEGO headquarters is clearly very fond of that particular mob combination. Set 21594, the skeleton with 502 pieces priced at $45. This is rumoured to match the creeper in scale, though this one comes equipped with a diamond helmet and is armed with a bow and arrow. Set 21593 will be First Night Adventure with 301 pieces priced at $30. This should be a terrain-based build featuring some birch trees and an underground base, capturing that early game survival feeling. Set 21595, the Ender Dragon with 710 pieces priced at $60. According to the leaked information, this one will be presented on a display stand similar to the Hungarian Horntail from the Harry Potter range. This will come complete with a working crank mechanism that allows the wings to flap, a dream set for fans of the game's iconic final boss. Set 21596, the Evoker's Attack on the Village, with 607 pieces priced at $90. This is rumoured to be the largest scene-based set of the wave, featuring 2 village houses, a small animal pen, and a bartering station. Set 21597, Gas Station, with 754 pieces priced at $100. According to the leaker, this is perhaps the most imaginative of the bunch. A buildable creeper is integrated into a lush cave environment, complete with a waterfall and a miniature minecart system, and the set will include both standard and baby ghasts. The Wizarding World is also getting a significant injection of new sets, with 5 listings emerging from the same source. Starting off with set 76473, Hogwarts Castle, East Wing with 2,164 pieces, priced just shy of $250. There's not really any additional details beyond what's previously been reported, though it's good to finally have a piece and price count. Set 76474, Hogwarts Courtyard Plants with 817 pieces priced at $100. This one has effectively been described as LEGO's Tiny Plants botanical set reimagined through a Harry Potter lens. Set 76475, the Forbidden Forest Expecto Patronum with 244 pieces priced at $30. This is apparently going to be a smaller scene-based set that closely mirrors its predecessor in format. The minifigure lineup includes Sirius Black, Harry, and a couple of Dementors. And finally, set 76471, Nocturne Alley Shops, with 788 pieces priced at $100. According to the leaker, this one is one of the more compelling entries and is expected to feature Borgin and Burks alongside a separate building. The minifigure lineup reportedly includes Harry, Ron, Hermione, Fenrir Greyblack, and among a few others, with the set appearing to draw inspiration from the Half-Blood Prince. As always, these all remain unconfirmed rumours until LEGO makes anything official. But with an October 26 window being cited for much of this content, announcements may not be too far off. We've got the official reveal of those racing helmets. Again, not my thing, but they look kind of cool. And thanks to Promo Bricks, we have images of set 30734, Mini F1 Academy Car, a 58-piece Speed Champions Polybag, priced at $4, which will be arriving on the 5th of March. Stickers are included, and minifigure is not, which is in keeping with the Speed Champions Polybag format. It's a modest set, but a tidy collectible for motorsport enthusiasts. We have 2 notable LEGO magazines on the horizon. The March LEGO Star Wars magazine will come with an Anakin Skywalker minifigure, while the LEGO Marvel magazine is going to have the Mark 85 Iron Man suit alongside a collectible tin. There are 2 new LEGO Fortnite BrickHeadz, set 40910, featuring Beef Boss and Sky, sitting at 288 pieces. This will be launching on the 1st of March 2026, although there's a catch. They won't be available for standard retail purchase. Acquiring them will require about 2,500 LEGO Insider points, making them the latest in a growing line of reward program exclusives. Whether that's an attractive proposition for you will depend heavily on how deep your point balance runs. Personally, you might want to just see if you can bricklink the parts. And finally, did you know there are LEGO minifigures in space? A piece of LEGO history that deserves more attention than it typically receives. There are 3 LEGO minifigures representing Jupiter, Juno, and Galileo currently in deep space, having launched aboard NASA's Juno spacecraft. They're not the standard production minifigures. They're machined from space-grade aluminium, tested to the same standards as scientific instruments, and fastened to the craft with thermal blankets. They have, in all likelihood, logged more travel miles than any other LEGO product in existence. And with that, we're at the end of the video. Thank you all very much for watching, and I hope you have a most wonderful day. Bye!